just get my little buddy here. Yeah, I got your rock. A heavy rock, my goodness. So, sorry, buddy. I got you. He sidewinds. So, this guy's fast becoming one of my best little buddies. Love him. I had a good day today in many ways, but I also was very sad, to be honest, because I was speaking to many people today, some young people, some old people, people that are in this chat group that we do together. It's on venomous snakes. This guy's a venomous snake. And there are young people, there are old people, there's men, there's women, there's everybody. And what's made me so sad is some of the things that the young people and the old people have in common, just for different reasons. One thing that seems to be very prevalent is that, and this is what really gets my goat, a lot of people keep telling me how they don't matter anymore. One guy's telling me that he lost all of his friends and that he moved so far away that he's not relevant to the world anymore, that he's not even relevant to our little chat group. And then there's a kid who's telling me that because he's shy, that he doesn't matter, using almost the same exact words. Honest, this is true. And it's hard to believe that people don't recognize their own value when it's so readily apparent. You know, both that older guy and that very young guy, they have so much in common. They're such worthwhile people, and they matter a lot. If you're watching this, even if it's someone not watching this, you matter a lot. You may not understand all the reasons why, but everyone is connected. Everyone exists at every point in time and space, at the point where time and space intersect, which is called space-time. Every single person matters. Every single person is a part of every other person. As long as there's motion, as long as there is right now a bird taking flight somewhere in Florence, Italy, which there is, as long as there is a shark underwater eating a fish somewhere right now, which there is, as long as a baby is being born in the hospital down the block from your house, and a man is dying in that one or a different one, these things are happening. And as long as that motion is in place, then you will exist in every point in time and space. Whether you understand it or not doesn't matter. But if there was a purple Martian and a purple alien, and he were to go back to his planet, and he went so fast that you were able to talk to him on a cell phone, but he was going so fast, what would happen would be that he would be at a different point in time. Now, depending which direction he's facing, he could go back in time and watch your Declaration of Independence be signed, or he can go forward and watch your future people being born on Mars. This is a reality. It's not my opinion. This is a fact in the world of physics. And the point is that while you're talking to this purple alien on your cell phone, he is in his now, you are in your now, and then there is this common now of when you are speaking. Now it all gets very confusing because language does not lend itself to temporal physics, but it's what we have. The idea matters. The fact that you can remember the future matters. The fact that you exist at every point in time, that you can remember the future, that you can think forward to the past, the fact that your thoughts in the past probably are influencing my future ones, and my future ones are influencing your past ones. It's inconceivable almost. It's almost impossible to understand, but you'll feel it every once in a while. Whether you like it or not, whether you agree or not, you, the person looking at me, the person listening right now, you matter more than anyone else. You, and I'm saying this from my heart, you should listen to the sincerity of my words. You matter. You matter. You matter immensely. You matter more than anyone else. Without you, the entire world would be different. The whole tapestry to everything, it would come undone. It would be like pulling on the threads of a beautiful carpet. It would just come undone. It would look different. Everything would be different. You don't maybe understand it. You don't have to. And it's not that I understand something so important. I'm telling you something that is true. That you count. No one doesn't count. I wouldn't be me if you weren't you. You wouldn't be you if it wasn't for us. That we are literally all in this together. And that if you think you're too old and all your friends are dead, well, you're dead. You've been dead. You're going to be dead. You're born. You're going to be born. You're being born. Every element of time is happening always. Think of it as a loaf of bread you can slice up infinitely. Yes, you matter infinitely. Literally, infinitely. There's really no basis in science or math or physics for thinking that you don't. You factually matter in a way you can't even conceive. Think what it means to exist in every point of time. Just think what that means. The fact that this purple alien can talk to you at a different moment in time means that you could talk to him in a different moment in time, and every other moment in time includes you. Future, past, what's called the sideways time, what's called the nowing, when you're talking to someone in a different point in time, but you're talking in this common now. It doesn't really matter if it makes sense or not. It does. But what does matter is that you matter. That without you, this world would not be held together. Believe it, because this is a fact. This is what Einstein taught us. People picked up from it a lot. He gave us so much, but then people contributed well beyond that. And now we know these things as absolute provable facts. So, if you think you don't matter, you're wrong. You do. You matter to me. You matter to every single person. Without you, they could not exist. Whether they know it or not, that's inconsequential. You now know it. You are important. You do matter. And what also matters is the fact that they matter. So if you don't agree with them on something, that's okay. Think how boring life would be if we all agreed on everything. Like free handling snakes, for example. We don't agree. We're never going to agree. It's always going to be contentious, just like the Middle East. There will never be peace in the Middle East because there is fanaticism. Sorry, buddy. What's fanaticism? Well, fanaticism is when you have a minority of people who are so firmly entrenched in a certain belief, empirically provable or not, that they're unwilling to change that belief. And many people, when it comes to, for example, free handling venomous snakes in our little community, well, they're pretty intransigent in their views, and they're not willing to listen. There are people who are willing to wait. You ever notice that? People who hear a little bit, you're talking to them, this guy's so cute, and they're waiting. They're waiting for you to finish. They're not listening. It wouldn't matter what you were to say. It's like they have a machine gun and they're going to fire anyway. It's just words instead of bullets. It doesn't matter what you say, they're going to fire away. You know, you might say, I didn't do it, I'm innocent. You could even say, I'm on your side. It wouldn't matter. They're going to say what they were thinking, and they're not going to listen. There are people who listen. The problem with them is that they might say to someone someone says to them, hey, good morning. I say, how you doing? What's new? Guy says, well, I just built a nuclear fusion reactor. Person's like, all right, bro, have a good day. They don't really listen. Someone could say, good morning. How are you? Tell me what's happening. You could say, I just wrote a novel. All right, bro. Later. No one's really listening. So the people who are listening, what happens is the ones that are talking to them, well, they're not listening to the fact that they're listening, you see. They don't expect someone to listen. They expect them to be just like them. So who's really hearing who? It's almost like a paradox. And so people in the end wind up feeling like they're not being heard, like they don't matter, like they're not connected, like they have to be right to be important. You don't have to be right to be important. You are important. You could be wrong and you're important. It doesn't matter because there really is no wrong. Everyone has their own right because every person is a world. You are an entire world filled with beliefs and cultures and values and things like dialects in every sense of the word, that it means nothing what someone else thinks compared to your world. It can't enter your world unless you say, hey, I want this in my world, in which case you're putting their world in your world. Is it really your world anymore? And now you have things that are not just cyclic but redundant, and all these things are now existing at all points in time and space. Fact, you are now putting other people's influences, which will be there anyway, just not their opinions, everywhere on a timeline, and not just for you, for everyone else. So you wake up in a bad mood, well, that could easily be you remembering someone else's future. Yes, I said remembering someone else's future. In fact, that's a provable fact. Don't blame me, it's a provable fact. If you need me to publish stuff and document it, I'll be happy to. And there are equations and stuff, but it's not hard. The math is not hard, it's just algebra. The ideas can be complex, but nothing beyond you. My intent here is to tell you that, well, first, he's cute. Isn't he cute? Look how cute he is. He's sidewinding. And that you are an inextricable, important, incredible, amazing part of a very complex web of a universe of galaxies. It cannot exist without you. You can think that it can. That'll give you depression, meaning you going against the grain of everything that your bigger mind knows to be true. The greater part of you, the subconscious, the unconscious, all of that stuff. We always say we use 3% of our mind. What could be more true? But there is that other big percentage, that 97%, that dreams at night, that brilliant part of you. Everyone is a genius. They just don't realize it all so fast. Every single person, you are a genius. Whether you know it or not, doesn't matter. You still are. Whether you're tapping into all of it right now as we're speaking, doesn't matter at all. Who cares? What matters is that you follow what's in your heart. But the first thing in your heart has to be that you are of great consequence. You are of great consequence. This is not me trying to be nice. I'm not that nice. This is an absolutism. This is an axiomatic truth. This is something based on empirical evidence. It is never a good practice to believe something because you want it to be true. I don't do that. But if you think about the belief in God or gods, if you think about these things, well, you might say, what is God? It is a being infinite and supreme of divine providence that exists in every point of time, everywhere, in every point of space. Guess what? That's you. You exist on every point in the entire time continuum and in every point in space. If you want to really study it, you should. It's interesting. Just YouTube it or read about it. Go to Google Scholar. Start studying your basic algebra. Get back into it. And you'll see that there's a whole world of knowledge out there that is separate and apart from most people's beliefs. They can, coalesce. Your knowledge and beliefs can become knowledge. A belief is a fact that is not proven. You can believe whatever you like. That's your right. That's your sacred right, your protected right. But it doesn't mean it's true. That's something very different. You can believe you're free, but there's different kinds of freedom. And it depends how you define it. It depends how you handle your freedom, because you have the freedom to limit someone else's freedom. You can't deny that. It's a fact. Now there's less freedom for you because we are all connected. See, it goes in a positive way and a negative way. We're connected for better or worse. Why not make it better? Either way, you could be the most diabolical person in the world. You still are incredibly important. You're important. You do matter. You could be very young and think that you're too shy. That doesn't matter. You are what matters. To a guy who thinks he's living too far from people to matter to people, well, you matter to me. And I mean that. Listen to my words. Listen to the sincerity in my voice when I tell you, you do matter to me. You all matter. Anyone listening to this matters. You're a brilliant, good person. If you've come this far in this video, you're a patient person. You have an open mind. You like animals, which means you have a good heart. And believe it or not, you have mattered in the sense that you're everything. You are everything. You will be everything. You would have been everything. You are being everything. Sideways in time, forwards in time, at 75-degree angle in time. It doesn't matter because time and space will intersect. You know, you might know the basic things. You take a step to a person that's facing you, then a half step. I mean, you both do a step, then you both do a half step, then you both do a quarter step, you both do an eighth of a step, you both do a 16th of a step. When will you touch? Well, as most of you know, well, you should know, never. You know, space, like time, is infinitely divisible. So, this means that when they intersect and you get this thing called space-time, that is you. And you are infinite along these two planes of infinity. Think about that for a second. You're infinite in time, you're infinite in space. You are everywhere at every point in time, as long as there's motion. And there will always be motion. Molecules are moving. Look at the sun, the planets. Don't they look like a molecule or an atom? More like an atom, right? Well, think how tiny that would be in the vastness of the universe. And even that tiny, you would be equally important were you to be the entire being that is made up of all these itty-bitty universes that you might call atoms. So, size doesn't matter. As a matter of fact in physics, it doesn't matter. Mass and all that matters, but we're talking about at the quantum level now. So, the bottom line is, I can't do it without you. I can't do anything without you. We need each other. I need you. I need you to understand how important you are. I need you to understand you're not alone. It's not possible to be alone. You might be physically alone in one point in time and space in your perception. That perception can never be true. It cannot be real. That is a matter of fact. That's just a feeling. It's the feeling that you have to fight. It's the feeling, the feeling you have to replace. One nail knocks out another, right? So, whatever nail is stuck in the wall, don't try taking it out. What you need is another nail. So you start something new, and you get your mind off of all this shit, and then you realize that, wait, this is actually true. Yeah, it's true. It's not just me trying to make you feel better. It's not. And that really isn't even my intention. My intention is to state to you a fact that you are an incredibly important person, not just to me, to the world, to infinity, to everything. Without you, infinity cannot exist. It can't. Everything is connected to everything else in this crazy, intricate web, and you can't undo it. You can't. No one can undo it. It exists together. We don't even have the slightest clue about even the most infinitesimal tiny part of it. All we know is that it exists together in time and space infinitely, as do you. And by the way, so does he. And he doesn't have a name, so maybe I'll call him Grout. He looks like Grout, but I love this guy or girl. This guy is so nice, isn't he nice? Right? So please don't think that you're inconsequential, because that's not possible. That's just a feeling, and the feeling may not pass. You have to make it pass. The only way that you can really do that is through vigorous, rigorous, any other arduous, assiduous physical activity. That's the only answer. So if you're feeling down, that's just a feeling. It's not based on anything except your perception. But there's no reason to. If you understood even some of what I just said, if you understood who you were, you wouldn't be feeling down. Even if you're in pain. I'm in pain. I'm in agony. But the knowledge gives me great comfort that I am the universe. And so are you. We all are. And we do it together and we do it alone. But the sadness or depression or anger that we feel resonates throughout the whole web. The whole thing vibrates at different levels based on our perceptions of things. So your sadness is bumming me out, but someone's happiness is also coming through. The thing is, what do you want to really contribute? What do you want to send down that rabbit hole? So all I could tell you when it comes to your feelings, all I could tell you is that I know, what I know is that you will have to endure terrible, you'll have to impose on yourself terrible, agonizing physical pain. If things are easy, your life will be hard. If you make things very hard, your life will be easy. So I'm not talking about the bad pain when you're hurt. I'm talking about the good pain that you impose on yourself. The pain that makes everything else easier. The pain that stimulates everything in your mind and body to change so that you now have control. Isn't he cute over it? And it is my greatest hope that you'll consider doing something that really hurts you in a good way, that gives you good pain, the pain that you give to you, so that the rest of your day, after those 2-3 hours of pain, it doesn't have to be 2-3 hours. It could be 15 minutes. You'd be amazed. Download an app, a lose weight app or whatever. Just do it. Put yourself in some pain and then watch what happens. Watch what changes. It has to be on a regular basis. And that's just for your perception of things. The reality of who you are will remain either way. Your contribution to the whole will be different. The fact is, you will still be connected to the network, but the vibrations you're sending, the signals you're sending through that network will be different. And the rest of us would appreciate it. And I'll do my best for you, as I'm sure we all are trying to do, because nobody wants to be unhappy. But they are often, because they don't know the truth about themselves and they're unwilling to put in the work. So let me just say this as a human being. If your pain, as you perceive it, your emotional pain, is at an 8, which is pretty common, I think. I think we live in a very stressful world that's very competitive, filled with anxiety that no one wants to admit to. A world filled with Zoloft and Prozac and Xanax and all sorts of stuff like, who knows, Seroquel, and there should be medicine. There's Adderall and phenobarbital. Will soon be one called fuck it all. But if you're in pain at an 8 with all of these things, which most everyone is taking, or not, but most people are. I know. I get the list of people. I'm a teacher. If you're at an 8, you're going to have to bring your pain to a 9. Then your 8 will become a 7. The next day, you only need to bring that pain to an 8, but bring it to a 9. And then it'll be down to a 6, and so on. It becomes exponential so that it gets easier. But keep the pain at a 9, and you will find that you'll have to do more to get to that 9. It's going to get easier. That's not a good thing. You're going to have to increase the workout or the intensity of it, And then you start to read a little bit, so you come to understand what in the world I'm talking about. You come to feel better, and soon enough, you are the personification of Plato's warrior statesman. The idea being that everyone train hard. The warrior, it doesn't have to be jujitsu, that's what I like, but it doesn't have to be that. It could be ballet or jazz dancing or Irish step dancing or yoga, you name it, jogging, walking, whatever. Something intense for you. And the fact that you enjoy it, the fact that there are other people there, the fact that you're getting integrated into a little mini society, well, that means a lot more than being part of a Facebook chat group. And then all it will do is help you to see what I'm trying to tell you anyway, which is that you are vital to the existence of everything. And the physical part will just help make you aware of that. And that's my 2 cents. So if you're feeling down, if you're feeling alone, you're not alone. You might be down, but that's in your control. You could get up right now and start doing something that will sound very silly, say jumping jacks, planks. You will feel better afterwards. It's as simple as that. The more you do, the better you'll feel. That's not really my point at all, but it's something tangential that has to be addressed so that people just see, so people can see the truth of their nature. If you're in a bad mood and you're in a dark place, you're not going to be it's not very likely you're going to be reading books on physics, right? It's not very likely to understand these things. The mind and body, it's important that they go together, yeah, but that's just the beginning. To get to something much more than that, the greater you, and then the greater we, and then suddenly, if you do all that, then all this stuff we do will have some meaning. It'll mean something. But you already mean something. You mean everything. Whether that strikes you as true or not doesn't matter. There are things that are true regardless of whether you believe them to be. All I can tell you is that you matter more than you could possibly imagine. That the world of necessity loves you more than you could possibly imagine. It's just hard for you to conceive of right now. The more good physical pain you put yourself through, the more you'll come to understand just how true that statement is. In any case, I've enjoyed speaking with you. I appreciate you listening to me and watching my little buddy here. He loves you too. And he and his brethren, by the way, that being all animals, are just as much a part of you as you are of them. Meaning of everything. Everything I said about you is also true of him. It's undeniable. We can't get by without each other. And we can't not exist. That's just not possible. It might seem possible, but it's not. Thank you for watching. He says goodbye. I say goodbye. Let me put you down for a second, sweetie. Thank you for helping me. It was nice.